Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Saturday. All right, guys, we have a lot to talk about, especially when it comes to a midlife crisis, which we did not have on our bingo card for this Saturday. So, yeah, here we are. I have a lot of opinions on this, and I don't know if they're going to be popular, but at this point, I'm not trying to lean into or attack anybody. It's more so just like I have an opinion. And I used to be so afraid of sharing an opinion, thinking like, oh my God, this is going to get me in so much trouble. At this point, I'm just like, I'm going to share exactly what I think. So smash the like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Let's go. Let's just do this damn thing. Here we go. So we all watched The Real Housewives of Miami. I have been talking about this with Jason for so long, and I have been saying that I feel like as of the point that they were all on the air at the same time with all of the other housewives, Potomac, OC, Salt Lake City, I thought Miami was the best. That's my opinion. I'm allowed to have that. But what I don't like is excuses, bullshit, stuff like that. And then this came out. Julia Lemigova ended up claiming that she slept with Adriana de Moura during a period that she is describing as a midlife crisis. All right, let me just stop right there. So this is a midlife crisis. This is why you hooked up with your friend who claims that you did not hook up with her, but you said you did. That's up for you guys to decide who you believe on that one. I kind of know where my head is at. But with that aside, a midlife crisis, you make a mistake. Some people buy Corvettes. Some people buy homes. Some people cheat on their spouses with their best friends / castmates. I don't know. But then when you say a midlife crisis, where does it end? How long is the midlife crisis? Does it bleed into the Haitian mortician, into the police officer, into you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this is very calculated in a way. That's just my opinion. But the incident happened while her and her wife, Martina, were going through a rough patch in their marriage. Did Martina go out and have a midlife crisis? That's my next question. But she said that her and Martina agreed to open up the relationship for a time with openness and care. All right, so if she's saying that they agreed to open up the relationship with openness and care at the time, then my next question is, why on the show did you say that there was at no point any sort of open relationship? Because if you would have shared that on the show, then it would have put a stop to all of this. None of that makes sense. Were you embarrassed? You didn't want to share that? Because I think for the viewers listening to Julia be like, Martina and I, yes, we opened up our relationship. It would have deaded everything. It would have put everything to bed. We would have been done with it. Like, okay, well, there are a lot of couples who have open relationships. There are a lot of couples who invite third, 4, 5 parties into the bed. I don't know. I mean, I'm not one of them, but I think that it would have just changed the whole trajectory of this conversation. Now, she clarified that it was not open in the sense of permanent open marriage, but rather a short pass to figure things out. Now, she described this as a fling, but it was a part of her time on The Real Housewives of Miami while she was filming. But part of that fallout played out on camera. And Julia says that Martina knew about everything, including the encounter with Adriana, and she insisted that she was not hiding from her wife. She also admitted that Martina was not happy about what happened and that they had some very difficult conversations afterwards. But Julia said During that period, she was so desperately hungry for fun and lightness because things at home had felt very serious and severe. And her first season on Miami showed a more carefree Julia, drinking shots with pickles, kissing girlfriends, which she links back to that incredibly turbulent time. So her and Martina eventually decided to close the marriage and recommit to each other. And Adriana denies the level of intimacy, stating that her and Julia did not sleep together in a sexual sense, but they may have done some heavy petting. I don't even know what the hell that means. But it seems like this is another revelation and what people are calling this affair. But Julia said that the experience, while painful, ultimately forced her and Martina to communicate better, and it strengthened their relationship and their commitment to one another. Now, if you guys haven't been paying attention to some of the other videos, just to give you guys some backstory here, she acknowledged the reunion episodes that they were very emotional and painful. And she talked about a few confrontational moments where she threw a cup of, or a glass of water at Gertie. She also said, "There's no excuse for throwing things. There's no excuse for screaming. I take full responsibility and accountability for my behavior. What I've done didn't come out of nowhere. I now see that it comes from years of trauma that I've never really fully faced." So she called what happened on camera a cry for help. And part of her trauma includes the death of her 5-month-old son, Maximilian. That was in 2000. And that breaks my heart for her. And I don't think that any parent will ever get over anything like that, which I said on Hot Messy Topics. And she said, "I'm seeking treatment for my PTSD because I need to finally deal with the things that I buried for years. And this is deep work. And I can't do it alone. I may be a strong woman, but I'm not Wonder Woman. I'm human." And Martina has been a significant source of support and grace during this time. So Julia said that reliving the moments on screen made her realize that she needs help, and that reality TV, as hard as it is, gave her a mirror to self-reflect and grow. So she also pointed out language and cultural barriers. English isn't her first language. She speaks 5 languages. So sometimes her words and her actions may not come across as clearly, and she is trying her best and doing the work to improve. If she's doing the work, what are you going to say about it? Now, do I think, oh, okay, well, like having multiple affairs, that is a midlife crisis? No, I think that's a bullshit excuse. But I'm also not in your relationship, so I don't have to really have an opinion on it. However, since you're on reality TV, you're opening up your relationship to the opinions of so many people. I want to hear what you guys think. Guys, pop off, smash the like button, show some love, and we'll see you soon. Love you guys. Bye.